A very good morning to all of you, again from all over the world. So it's so nice that everyone gets up at different times to attend this wonderful collection of dhyana practitioners. And that energy that you get when you're in the class with Father Joe is unexplainable, unimaginable, but it is really something to treasure and to be special. So thank you for coming this morning. And Father Joe's gems you can hear again and again. Again, I hope he will use one tonight, this morning, and this evening for many of you. Father, over to you.
Thank you, Swati. Namaskar. Let's begin today with the invocation, followed by the Patanjali invocation, seeking God's grace and blessing of the wisdom that came down the sages, starting with Patanjali and culminating in Guru BKS Iyengar, acknowledging them and seeking their blessings that we may be faithful to the original ethos of yoga. Triple Om, and then we do the invocation. Yogena chittasya padena vacham madam sharirasya cha vaidyakena yopa karotam pravaram muninam patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi abahu purushakaram shankhachakrasidharinam Sahasra Shirisham Shvetam Pranamami Patanjalim Riyo. Bow your heads to the God of your understanding. Then drop your hands down. You have a choice to lie down for this little, very brief introduction. Or you just keep sitting. I have told you that many scientists over the years have worked on the body and have brought about conclusions that are very similar to Guruji's teachings. The very first man from the Howard was the Walter Cannon, who said that there is a wiseheit, there is a wisdom in the body. And Guruji has helped us to draw that wisdom and grace out of the body. That's the Iyengar yoga. But many Harvard physicians like Howard Bensons, as I told you in the first day, wrote the answer to the stress that Walter Cannon talked about, and that is relaxation response. Not happy with that. Again, he brought a second book, Beyond Relaxation Response, bringing in what we are practicing in Antaratmik practice, not just Bahiranga Sadhana, but Antaratmik yoga. He brought in the element of faith. Then he studied further, and he wrote another book called Maximum Mind. And finally, he openly acknowledged that if you don't have faith, no healing can take place. And so he wrote a book called Timeless Healing. And now in the recent times, he has affirmed the purpose of practicing yoga is to be able to live, have the joy of living, as Mother Teresa would say. And this joy of living flows into the joy of loving and joy of serving. The Piramals know this. For 34 years, we have been trying to live up to this kind of script. And in that book, Breakout Principle, Howard Bensons tells us exactly how to bring about this nitric oxide, which we did in the last 4 days. Today, two scientists are joining us, which is Eddie Weitzberg and Joan Lundberg. These two people from Karolinska Institute in Sweden have acknowledged the value of humming. And so we're going to study today also Brahmari in both forms, you know, with the bandha, as well as with the just plain. So let's start the session without much delay and get into a relaxation mode, which is lying down on the bolster. If you don't have a bolster, double pillows, and get into cross legs, simple cross legs, which is called Sukhasana or Baddha Konasana. Or if you're going to do with me, you can do it with what is called Virasana, Supta Virasana, Supta Baddha Konasana, whichever you like to practice. And that's going to be for 3 minutes. So it's a long time. Always use the belt. Those who do not have belts, just see that your body is well aligned. In Iyengar, the two factors for Bahiranga, which is alignment and balance. If that's not there, there is no sattvikata, there is no holiness. Your body has to be aligned, sthira, then sukham, nitric oxide, and then it remains an asana. As Prashantji is insisting, don't stop at the posture. Go into making that posture an asana. And that has 4 stages. Arambha, the beginning stage, the ghata, the formation stage. Let's hold on to the formation stage because it takes time. It takes time for the body to rest, to come to restiveness in the posture, whether it is Sukhasana, simple cross legs, or whether it is Baddha Konasana, with or without the belt, or whether it is Virasana, as I am doing it, with the belt containing the femur, so that your calf muscles are free. Always work on the Jalandhara Bandha, which is tipping the deltoids down so that the brain comes forward. And now we come to the third stage, Parichayavastha, where you stretch your hands over the head and see the effect of the breath taking over. Every inhalation, stretch the inner body. Every exhalation, you relax the solar plexus. The theme for today's dhara is dhyana. Meditation, after what we did in the earlier days of relaxation, in the first part of our teaching is always bring the body to relax. The second, listen to your breath. If you cannot listen to your breath, you are still in a lockdown world and you are not experiencing the inner world without any of its stress-prone factors that the lockdown world has brought upon us. That leads to pratyahara, ability to let go. And the big one to let go is to forgive both ourselves and all the traumas and wounds that were caused in our life. Knowingly and unknowingly, we have been victims. And we need to have that sense of pratyahara, total letting go and forgiving. Where we did the hymn of St. Francis of Assisi. Now we come to, and then we did also the importance of the mantra, the dharana, through the sound of the month. Today we are going to get the very effect of all this in the way we sit in meditation, in the way we do our meditation, bringing about restiveness, remembered wellness, faith factor, all on the cellular consciousness level. Now relax your hands alongside your body. Always remember the call of the Master. Come to me, all you who labor and are overburdened. And the assurance God gives us, I will give you rest. But surrender yourself, no? Ishvara pranidhana karo. Don't cling to your own will. The third step of the self-help program is making my will and my life over to God. But in the lockdown world, addiction logic brought about the opposite, self-will running riot. Now in yoga, we learn the secret of joy. Thy will, O Lord, not mine. What I call the Gethsemane experience. A complete sense of nishkamata, of the Bhagavad Gita, of making our entire body, breath, mind, soul over to God. Now we come out of the posture and we stretch our legs. Remove the belts. Those who have used the belts, remove the belts and stretch your legs. Even this lying down has to be in a mindful way. Nothing has to be done just haphazardly. No. The body is the temple of God. Let's not desecrate it as we have already desecrated it. Now we are owning it up. We are acknowledging it. And we are entering slowly, deeply into the Holy of Holies, where we will offer the Antaryamin, our own Naivedya, our own offering, our whole life. So relax, then bend your knees, adjust your pelvic rib, then stretch your legs because the sacrum slides down automatically as you bend your knees, and then come up with the shoulders. Feel the touch of Guruji's thumbs pressurizing the deltoids down and bringing the head closer to the cardiac plexus, the Anahata chakra. When the stem of the brain rests on the brick or on the pillow, you are helping the nitric oxide effect. Remember, Iyengar yoga that has mostly been exported with the Bahiranga element only. Okay, it brings about, like the runner's high, it brings people that release of endorphins. But for meditators, Iyengar yoga is not release of endorphins, but as the scientists say, it's the release of the nitric oxide, which is the Anandamaya kosha. And for that, you have to let go. As you stay in this posture, enjoy the gift of life. Don't cling to it, but let it go. My Supreme Yogi said, if you save your life, you lose it. Lose your life in me, and you will save it for all eternity. So that is the paradox of spirituality. Totally opposed to reductionism, to materialism, but it can be celebrated with a double win principle. As Ajay and Swati have learned over the years, that if you celebrate the gifts of life, the sense of dispossession, with the sense of nishkamata, then you get the best of both the worlds. Because having everything, you possess nothing. What is our life, says the psalmist. To some of us it is 50 years, to others it is 60, or to those who are strong it is 70 and 80. And the psalmist goes on to say, and most of these are emptiness and pain. And then the psalmist goes on to say, Lord, help me to understand the shortness of my life, that I may gain wisdom of heart. Shavasana, with this awareness percolating into every cell, helps us to let go. Teaching me how to use yoga for addiction, Guruji said, for them it's not enough to say chitta vritti nirodha. Stop the chatter of the mind, they can do it. They can even dig circles around the best counselors and therapists. What they need to be given is the spirituality of the body. Snayu vritti nirodha. It's the cellular consciousness that when an addict begins to love his body back to life, his whole life is transformed. As Benson said in the British Medical Journal Lancet, yoga and meditation has a powerful means to change a type A personality into a type B personality. Let's move out of that busy, busy world and get into a world that is so calm, serene, present. The powerful teachings of Eckhart Tolle, almost repeating the teachings of the original mystic, Meister Eckhart. The power of the now. This is all that we are going to get as we do our simple relaxation and pranayama today. If with a supported diaphragm you have done Shavasana, now it's the time for you to do Ujjayi Pranayama. And this Ujjayi Pranayama for the next 3 minutes is going to make us fully present. Iyengar Yoga leads us into the presence, because ultimately we celebrate our original blessing, which we have lost. What is our original blessing? I am who am. Tattvam asi. So aham. How do we come to that? Begin like a child. You have relaxed. Now listen to the breath. Like a child, sitting at the bank of the river and watching the flowing waters with a sense of fascination. Can we bring in that kind of fascination as we do our Ujjayi Pranayama? Slow, deep inhalations. Slow exhalations. Dovetailing the inhalation into the exhalation. Mindfully dovetailing the exhalation into the inhalation. And remember, you are doing nothing. Only then you are getting ready for dhyana. If you are still in a rajasic mode, your meditation will never reach the depths of epsilon. Maybe we will stop, we will slow down our brain waves from beta to alpha, from alpha to gamma. But we have to move more and more into the infinite reservoir of stillness that is within us, that brings about the nitric oxide effect, what Patanjali described as the Anandamaya Kosha. Do your Ujjayi now. Continue doing your Ujjayi. Puraka inhalation. Dovetail that into the exhalation with an Antar Kumbhaka. Rechaka with the exhalation. Dovetail the exhalation into the next inhalation, which is Vaya Kumbhaka, and maintain the same fascinating awareness. Keep returning to the breath. Like Zen Master says, return to the breath, it's your best friend. And remember, finally, if we are struggling to be with our breath, don't get discouraged. Second step of the 12-step program says, came to believe in a power higher than ourselves can restore us to sanity. In yoga, as soon as you become a pranayamic practitioner, all insanity slowly diminishes. And we begin to live in the presence. Slowly, let's end the practice of Ujjayi. Bend your knees, roll off the bolster, and keep the same bolster for your calf muscles. People who have chairs can rest their calf muscles on the chair. It's much better because then the feeling of restiveness of the calves is related. It's a second heart. It's related to the heart. So calves rested either on the cross bolster or on the chair, and keep the bolster on the shins. If it's a nice heavy cotton bolster, the shins feel more rested. More rested shins are bringing about the slowing down of the heart rate. Now we do this because The ujjayi that we practice in this posture is more with the slowing down of the heart rate. So yoga has to bring about a hypermetabolic condition. Otherwise, we are jumping around like monkeys, getting the release of endorphins, but never tasting antaratma, not even going into antaranga, and just thinking that we are doing yoga. That's not yoga. That's only exercise. Let's really bring ourselves to seek. We are sadhakas. To seek the reservoir of wisdom and grace that Walter Cannon talked about within our bodies. That is not available to an ahankari person, to a proud person. God resists the proud and raises the lowly. And so, even as you're doing this posture, recall the Shavasana effect, and then work on your pranayama, ujjayi pranayama, with the disposition of rested calves, rested heart, as you're breathing in, as you're breathing out, rested solar plexus. And once you have done that, get to the main area, the primary area of breathing that the craniosacral people talk about, the brain. That is a very subtle awareness of relaxation of the brain. As you breathe in, relax the brain. Beginners can simulate a smile as you're breathing in. Relax the throat, the thyroids, the Vishuddhi chakra as you're breathing out. Now practice ujjayi with these elements of bringing about a hypometabolic conditioning, slowing down on the breath, slowing down on the heartbeat, and slowing down on the brain waves. Gently bring yourselves out of the posture, and we now go into sitting upright, digital pranayama, because today we have to bring in what the Swedish scientists have affirmed, the value of humming. That we will be doing, we're learning an asana that is called, a pranayama that is called Brahmari. So before we go to Brahmari, let's do the Anuloma, Viloma and Nadi Shodhana first. So if you don't have a chair where you can sit in the chair and rest your arms on your backrest. Sit anywhere, wherever you are, but sit with your back not humping, but upright and relaxed. Upright and relaxed. Two things have to be alert, and that's why upright but relaxed. The spine and the brain. So the bandhas help us. So when you're breathing in, if you do the Mula Bandha very gently, it's a natural phenomenon. As you breathe in, you can feel that you can contract the muscles all around the coccyx, and that makes the energy of the spine move upwards. And that's the energy of self-denial. When that energy is moving downwards, we are into self-gratification. As you exhale, you relax the abdominal muscles, solar plexus also, and you feel the energy that has been lifted up to the sternum, to the Anahata chakra, stays there. Now that's the spine. As far as the brain is concerned, internally orient your frontal brain towards the heart. Finally, when we use the fingers, we will bend the head to place the fingers appropriately on the nostrils. So let's do that. Relax your palm, index finger and middle finger in, thumb on the dominant side of the nose, ring finger on the non-dominant side, and feel the Ujjayi Pranayama even as you continue to rest your fingertips. Don't lose the sense of the bandhas. Always keep the spine and the brain alert and relaxed. And you breathe in and breathe out freely. Body completely relaxed and alert. Breath completely free. Brain getting more and more into silence to bring about the nitric oxide effect. Now we start Anuloma Pranayama. Inhale from both the nostrils. Exhale from a single nostril, alternate nostril, starting with the dominant, then the non-dominant. Anuloma Pranayama, both nostrils inhalation, single nostril exhalation. Do it on your own, according to your own rhythm. After exhaling from the right or the dominant, drop your hands. See that your body is not keeping your spine always alert. whichever position you are sitting in, see that your spine does not bend, but it's rather kept upright, head oriented towards the heart. Even though you may not bend your head, keep that internal Jalandhara Bandha taking place. That's very essential as we practice digital pranayama. Rest your fingers again. Couple of deep, slow inhalations, exhalations, Ujjayi style. Now we reverse. Exhale from both the nostrils. Inhale from the single nostril, starting with the dominant, then the non-dominant. Continuous single nostril inhalation, both nostrils exhalation. Pratiloma pranayama. After inhaling from the right or the dominant, drop your hands. Adjust your spine and brain. Energy of the Kundalini of the life, energy of life, moving upwards towards the brain, towards the heart. Energy of intelligence dropping downwards towards the heart, both meeting in the heart. Before we begin, Nadi Shodhana Pranayama, a combination of single nostril cyclic breathing. Rest your fingers again. Inhale from both the nostrils. Exhale from the right or the dominant. Do it according to your own rhythm. Inhale from the right or the dominant. Exhale from the left or the non-dominant. Then re-inhale from the left or the non-dominant. And exhale from the dominant. Continue. After exhaling from the right to the dominant, drop your hands. Now we come to the extraordinary discovery by the scientists that when you are exhaling, if you hum, what is that hum? Like the bumblebee, we have a pranayama called Brahmari. So you hum. Don't have to open your mouth. But as you are exhaling, you produce that humming sound. That's it. We'll do it without the Sanmukhi Mudra. I'll teach you the Sanmukhi Mudra after trying to practice this without any mudra. So you inhale, and as you're exhaling, you produce a humming exhalation within you. Slowly open your eyes and now look at me. Brahmari, best done by the Sanmukhi Mudra. What is Sanmukhi Mudra? You lift your elbows to the height of your shoulders and your fingers, the index finger and middle finger, feel the lowering down of the eyelid gently. Your ring finger sit in the place where the digital pranayama was taking place, and your little finger just rests on the upper lip. Now, if you really want to hear the sound very sharply, your thumb have to press that projection here, which is called the trajai or traji. So pressurize that, and now you start inhaling normally. When you are exhaling, do the same Brahmari. You are humming as you are exhaling, and you will see as if you are hearing it much louder. So try it. Gentle index finger and middle finger on the eyelids, bringing it downwards. Gentle touch of the ring finger where the digital pranayama fingers were touching. Little finger just resting, the thumb pressing the projection so that you're completely shut. Breathe in, normal breathing, but as you're exhaling, hum. After the next exhalation, drop your hands, rest your elbows, or just relax your hands, then open your eyes. This Brahmari Pranayama, say the scientists, makes the nitric oxide 19-fold more, removing all kinds of sadness, melancholy, depression, because Anandamaya Kosha is the laughing gas, the nitric oxide. And so with this gift, let's go into meditation. Go into your Shavasana with your rested calves and relax. You'll have a different sense of restedness, of inner stillness, and what the scientists dare to say, the faith factor. But at the end of this experiment, they boldly said that now we know that our brains are wired to God. Let's enjoy that. Keep your calf muscles on the chair or over the bolster and get ready for meditation in a Shavasana position so that you recall or the body feels all that has been done earlier and comes into restedness. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, open our hearts to the silent presence of your Spirit. Lead us into that mysterious silence where your love is revealed to all who call Hari Om, Narayana, Maranatha, Shalom, Allah. We conclude today with a hymn that was Mahatma Gandhi's favorite hymn to close the day. Though we are beginning the day, it's a beautiful hymn that even our Navy plays it for the beating of the retreat. Abiding presence of God. Through Iyengar Yoga, we have learned how to encounter that within us. The beautiful world of the Antaryamin affirms us that with God, we are whole and complete. Abide with me fast, falls eventide. The darkness deepens, Lord, bid me abide. When other helpers fail and comforts flee, help of the helpless, oh, abide with me. Swift to its close, ebbs out life's little day. Earth's joys grow dim, its glories pass away. Change and decay in all around I see. O thou who changest not, abide with me. I need thy presence every passing hour. What but thy grace can foil the tempter's heart? Who like thyself, my guide and stay can be. Through cloud and sunshine, Lord, abide with me. Through cloud and sunshine, Lord, abide with me.
Thank you, Father. That was beautiful. I was reminded of our former President Abdul Kalam, and was a professor of aerodynamics, and he talked about the bumblebee. And he said that everything says the bumblebee is a fat little thing, it can't fly, but it flies. So today we are all flying with this beautiful Brahmari lesson, and we are flying into, I don't know where, in the blue skies, and the sunshine and the light in the days of, very great difficulty during lockdown. Thank you, Father, once again, and we will meet tomorrow at 8 a.m.